Here we go.
President Putin invited me to get involved. He wants to get involved. I believe he wants to get it over with. Now, I've said that a few times, and I've been disappointed because I'd have like a great call with him, and then missiles would be lobbed into Kiev or some other place, and you'd have 60 people laying on a road dying. I said, that's cold. I think we'll have constructive conversations. Then after that meeting, immediately, maybe as I'm flying out, maybe as I'm leaving the room, I'll be calling the European leaders who I get along with very well. I'll be speaking to Zelenskyy. The next meeting will be with Zelenskyy and Putin, or Zelenskyy and Putin and me. I'll be there if they need, but I want to have a meeting set up between the two leaders. We're going to change the lines, the battle lines. Russia's occupied a big portion of Ukraine.
It's about 18%.
Occupied some very prime territory. We're going to try and get some of that territory back for Ukraine.
Okay.
President Trump setting the stakes for his summit with Vladimir Putin this Friday in Alaska. European Union leaders released a joint statement welcoming the president's efforts, writing this: the people of Ukraine must have the freedom to decide their future. The path to peace cannot be decided without Ukraine. Meaningful negotiations can only take place in the context of a ceasefire or reduction of hostilities. Russia's war of aggression against Ukraine has wider implications for European and international security. We share the conviction that a diplomatic solution must protect Ukraine's and Europe's vital security interests. Now, importantly to note, Hungary's Prime Minister Viktor Orban was the only leader who did not sign that statement.
Do we know why, bro? We know why he didn't sign. He always goes against the grain, and he's the only one who does this. Take a wild guess why he always votes no. It's because he's paid by Putin. He's got to be paid. If he's the only one, he's got to be paid by them. One way or another, there's got to be some kind of a connection between him and Putin. There's just got to be, right? There's no other explanation. You can't say that everybody else is wrong and he's the only right. I mean, I doubt that's the answer. I doubt it.
Joining me now is Fox News senior strategic analyst and chairman of the Institute for the Study of War, General Jack Keane. General, it's always a pleasure to see you. Thanks so much for being here.
Delighted to be here, Maria.
So before we get into the particulars of what you think this meeting is going to look like, isn't it interesting that European leaders right now appear desperate? They desperately want a voice at this table, and they are not getting it, it doesn't appear to me. You saw that Orban was the only one who did not sign that statement, as European leaders want to set the terms, but they're not setting the terms, General.
No, I disagree with you, Maria. The European leaders are very much involved in this. They had a meeting in the United Kingdom. The vice president attended, Secretary of State, Kellogg, Witkoff, they were on the phone. The European leaders from the major countries were there, and they counted Putin's offer, which is to take an incredible amount of terrain away from Ukraine, the most defensible terrain that Putin, by the way, Maria, could not take in 2014. And for the last 2 years, he's been trying to take this fortified belt that he wants now Ukraine to give to him. He's been unable to do it and has lost hundreds of thousands of troops trying. That's where the major fight has been taking place over the last 2 years. So that obviously is not going to take place. Ukraine is not going to give that up. The Europeans are supporting that, and the United States, who attended those meetings, found all of that very favorable. They briefed the President of the United States. They're going to meet again with the President by phone on Wednesday to discuss this. And I think the United States and the Europeans and Ukraine are going into this meeting with Putin united, frankly. And this is Putin's initiative, Maria. He wanted this, and it's pretty obvious why he wants it. He wants to be on a world stage with the world's global leader, President Trump. That gives him one legitimacy. He's an international pariah, a war criminal, for sure, that's subject to arrest if he goes to almost any other country. And this will give him that kind of legitimacy. But that's only going to last a short period of time. The second thing is, and he's accomplished that, he wants the sanctions to be delayed. So the president is willing to do that, certainly, because he's interested in trying to get a deal here. Yeah, I'll delay the sanctions. Let's see what you have to say. I think the president goes into this meeting with the wind at his back, based on what he did with Iran and very decisive action that he took there. He's already stepped up military support for Ukraine, and he's got sanctions in the offing and tariffs as well that are going to be significant, and Putin knows that. Yeah. So I think the president goes in, he's going to want a ceasefire. This is what the president's been trying to get for 6 to 8 months. He's going to say, show me what we're going to talk about, a ceasefire. How are we going to put this together? And as he said, you know, if Putin isn't sincere about doing this, if this is just another ploy of Putin.
It's probably going to be. At this point, Putin is just trying to buy more time before the sanctions really kick in. Trump should have already sanctioned Russia even more, right? I don't know why. I don't really know why Trump is giving so much slack to Putin. It's just like, just do it already, man. Like, just sanction the shit out of him, man. And I think Russia is finally feeling the burn, and they really want to figure this out, because I think they're running really low on the money. We know that for a fact.
Putin's that he's been doing for 6 to 8 months under the cover of negotiations, delay and stall, and stall, no progress being made. If that's what he's really up to here, I think the president is going to take a strong stand.
I hope
and tell
so.
him that there's no progress here. You're not willing to make some genuine commitment to a ceasefire. There's no sense in us continuing to discuss things. Putin's going to talk nice. He's going to talk about the economic benefit of Russia and the United States. We got to get back to where we were, Mr. President. All of that talk, nice stuff that the president is so used to will continue here. But the real issue is, are you willing to stop the war or not, Mr. Putin? That is the issue. And show me the evidence that there's real substance in doing something like that. Yeah. So we'll see. This is Putin's initiative. The president is willing to go there and see what he's got to say. And if it's not real, I don't think the president is going to put up with it.
Well, I love the fact that it's, Putin's initiative. And I also love the fact of Trump's choice of Alaska to have this meeting, rich in history, in symbolism. And strategic foresight when you consider that Alaska was once, back in the day, Russian territory. Sold
Not
by
anymore.
the Tsar Alexander II to the United States in 1867. And this is the place that President Trump decides on the meeting where Putin has to come back to the United States for the first time in, what, a decade?
Yeah, well... Certainly the place is convenient for both, and I think the president enjoyed the idea of hosting them in the United States as opposed to going to a foreign country. But the place isn't that critical. It's the substance of what is going to take place here, obviously, that we're all paying attention to. And the president is very much aware that the ball will eventually be, if there's a real deal here, be in Zelensky's court. Remember what Zelenskyy from the outset has said, he's willing to go to a ceasefire unconditionally after the president put some pressure on him. And that's been Ukraine's position for months now. It's
this guy right here, man. This guy right here on the picture right now. This is the man. This is the man. You can hate him or you can love him. He has done so much for his country. I already know what's going to happen. The Russian bots are going to be after me in the comment section. I already know, oh, this guy killed a lot of his own people. No, that's not how you're going to look at things, okay? Ukraine did not invade Russia. Russia invaded Ukraine, okay? He stood his ground for his people.
Putin, who's been in the stall, not willing to go to a comprehensive ceasefire. He may offer the president some portion of a ceasefire, no more airstrikes, or a sectorial ceasefire in certain parts of the terrain. But that's not what the president's after here. He wants to shut this thing down. Let's go to a ceasefire and then begin real end-of-war negotiations and we have to provide some security for Ukraine going forward in those negotiations so that there's some guarantees that there's not going to be violations. So there's a lot to be done here. But the start point, Maria, for the president will be, Putin, are you really sincere about going to a ceasefire here? Are you willing to do that? Otherwise, we're wasting a lot of our time here.
The next few days are going to be so intense. Like, we don't know what the hell's going to happen, right? We know the meeting is on Friday. I really hope Zelenskyy, he has to be there in the meeting in Alaska on this Friday. He has to be there. I don't know what's going to happen. None of us know how it's going to go down. Like, we don't know. Are we actually going to have a ceasefire, or is this just Putin buying more time and he's just not taking anything serious? Or is this for real? I don't know. I don't know what Zelenskyy is going to do. Let me know in the comment section what you think is going to happen, because I have no freaking clue. We just hope for the best. We really want, I think most people want this war to end, but as you can tell, you know, Russia really doesn't want to end things right now. They're actually even increased airstrikes and war in the last couple days. So it's hard to tell, you guys. I don't know. We'll know more details when it gets closer to Friday, right? We hope for the best. We hope the war ends very, very, very soon, and Zelenskyy will make it happen. I think he will. One way or the other, the truth always wins. The evil has to be defeated. I hope you all have a good day. Take care of yourself, and we'll see you later. Thank you. Do побачення.